What year was it that you got married?
Um, my current wife and I got married in 1984. And then we had our first child in 1985, Adam. And then we had a second child that actually we adopted, Jeffrey, in 1988.
Okay. So just getting a vision of it. So, all right, so Ken comes along, he gets the store. What was that year again when he bought it from you?
Eh, boy, late 70s, 76, 77, something like that.
Let's go through like the later 80s when everything's really kind of booming. So how was it then?
Well, at that time when we had all the stores, we had, like 5 stores and we had about 135 employees. We had shipping and receiving from underneath the parking lot here where we had all that space, and we'd get these huge shipments in and we'd break them down and spread them out to the stores. And Scott used to pull a 21-foot trailer with this big Ford 250 diesel red one, and we delivered to the stores each week. We manufactured futons and futon frames, and we would deliver those to the stores as well.
So y'all manufactured them?
We manufactured a great deal down on the corner building.
Mm.
And Buzz and his crew made the futons down there. And
Yeah, back when y'all used to have had a little right in that area.
Yep.
I think I bought one from y'all back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, this was full of futons and modern furniture and lighting and all that stuff. So, and then that whole futon thing just collapsed. And
what year was that?
that was probably around 1997, 98.
So when did they come tripping with you over the glassware?
Well, that's when we got numerous times the county came in.
And when did y'all start transitioning over into like slash smoke shop and selling?
Well, we've always carried smoking accessories since the day we opened. But we really grew it here, larger than anybody else. And then eventually we grew it up to upstairs where it's even, 4 times the size it originally was. And so it's just, now with recreational, we carry a wide variety of stuff, of pipes that you could find in the 70s, and the 80s, the 90s,
So, but back then it was illegal, roughly. What was the gray area?
It was a very gray area. The industry was thriving, but...
what year was this?
2004.
That's when they came.
During John Ashcroft's, who was the general attorney for, Attorney General for Bush, he really started hitting a lot of places. And then in 2004, we had an overzealous prosecutor that came after us. And politics.
Did you know what she was doing was...
We've been doing the same thing for 30 years, so it's obviously they if they want you, they can get you. I mean,
And so how did that come? How did they...
Well, we lost a ton of money.
I'm saying, did they like raid the shop?
They raided my house at 7 a.m. with about 35, 36 DEA, FBI officers.
Were you at home at the time?
I was home, scantily clad in my little gym suit as I was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for my son. And my mother-in-law was sleeping on the couch. She had just gotten out of the hospital from having pneumonia. And Nita was still in her robe. And they made you come sit out there as you were. They wouldn't let Jeffrey go to school. And they just go through and they tear everything up and they look through everything. And, they don't care whether they rip things or yank things out of walls or whatever. It's all intimidation. There was absolutely nothing there. They carried out a record. They never found anything. There was nothing of consequence that we weren't doing 30 years prior.
So what was the warrant for?
It was the sale. They used the sale of the smoking accessories as their reason. So they thought it was because I would throw away catalogs in the trash. They said we were running the business out of the home.
So they checked your trash?
Yeah. Again, it's just a lot of intimidation, a great deal of expense, legal expense.
So did you ever did they take you to jail right then?
No, they didn't indict us at that point. They just had a search warrant. It was over a year. And then we just voluntarily came and did what we needed to do and were released, and that was it.
And so did they make you have probation or anything?
Oh, yeah. You had to call in, they asked you 12 different ways if you've ever moved or changed your job.
Was it just you or was it anybody else in on it?
Just me.
Just you.
No other stores in town, ironically. Just Seventh Heaven. In fact, that's why the judge queried the prosecutor at the time of. She says, "I see this stuff all over the place." She waved her hands. She goes, "Is Seventh Heaven the only one you've gone after?" And it's like, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Well, I find that quite curious." And again, what can you do?